Before today's video starts, I don't want to get too deep in the conversations and topics that we go about in this video because I go into extreme detail and depth about a lot of things. But two things I want to address before it starts. Number one, I didn't talk about spoofing a lot in this video because it wasn't one of the main topics in this entire community discussion debate thing. But as for my official stance on spoofing, I do not think Niantic is planning on taking it out of the game. So the only thing we can do at this point now is rally to get it regulated. It needs to be regulated. If they're going to keep it in the game, it's got to be like fair in a sense. I am still against spoofing, but it's not looking like it's going to be taken out of the game. So now we have to work towards making it fair. But again, that was not really talked about in the video much. I just kind of wanted to put that out there because a lot of people were asking my opinion on spoofing for this video. Also, this I will go into depth in the video, but seriously, from now on, if you guys have complaints or anything about the game you guys don't like or don't think is fair, send it to myself. I will try to read your tweets and your complaints with a much more open mind than before. We're here to help you guys, to hear you guys, and to make your gaming experience better for this game. Again, I'm going to talk about all this more in the video. Just kind of want to like toss that out there to begin with. Okay, no, seriously, enjoy. Watch the entire video because the whole thing is important, and let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts because I'm here for your support and I'm here to make videos for you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys know that I am on your side when it comes to this game and the issues in it. Enjoy the video. See you guys later. What is up, everybody? Mystic7 here, and today we've got a very important video because today will be my one and only dedicated video to all of the drama, all of the controversy, all of just the crap that's been happening in the Pokemon Go community since really GoFest. There's been a lot of drama about the sponsorships, about the updates, about us YouTubers and our opinions, and about one specific YouTuber who we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the video. A lot's been happening, there's a lot to address, and a lot to straighten out. Also, I will be speaking on behalf of a majority of the Pokemon Go YouTube community, including Straight Up Knives, Trainer Tips Reversal, and then obviously myself. And if any other YouTubers want to chime in and want to support, throw it down in the comments. And then if I say anything that these other YouTubers don't agree with, definitely you guys, let me know in the comments, or just, throw your thoughts down there. And then you guys as viewers, if anything kind of pops up that you guys want to talk about, or you think, or a thought or a comment pops in your head, leave it down below. But I do recommend watching the entire video because, again, I've got a lot to straighten out, and you guys are going to kind of like what I have to say. So here's how this video is going to work. I tweeted out a couple days ago, I said, I feel this large divide between us YouTubers and the community, and I absolutely hate it. Never seen this, and it needs to be solved ASAP. And then you guys were replying with a bunch of reasons why you think, and they all made sense, there's this big divide between us YouTubers and then you guys as the viewers. So I'm going to go through a couple of tweets that I feel like embody the main reasons of all this drama and of all this conflict between, fans and YouTubers. And we're going to straighten all of them out. We're going to go through all of them. Talia, and I think it all started after GoFest disaster when YouTubers didn't say anything because of Niantic. Now we're going to talk about the GoFest thing and the sponsorship stuff. And I do agree. I mean, the community was pretty chill, and then GoFest happened. It was kind of a flop. And then us YouTubers, we gave our opinions. We did give our opinions on this. We didn't roast Niantic because, okay, couple reasons. Number one, we have very newly found relationships with the people over at Niantic. So if we go and just blast them, that's not going to do good for the relationship. And we're not doing that just because we want to gain ourselves or anything like that. This relationship is very good for the community and for moving the community in a positive direction. And if we screw that up as YouTubers, we worked very hard for months for nothing, just to screw it up. Also, my pit's already sweating. So yes, when a lot of people are like, oh, you guys were just, being positive because you didn't want to ruin relationships, you're kind of right. We didn't want to ruin those relationships, but we weren't lying about what we thought about the event. We did say what we thought was wrong, but we were positive about it. And there were reasons that, some stuff was Niantic's fault and some stuff wasn't Niantic's fault, and it was a complicated event. And for people who weren't there, you guys, and this isn't me like, negatively pointing a finger, but really, you don't have much room to talk about our opinions and about the event itself if you weren't there experiencing it yourself. And trust me, I felt full on the negativity and just kind of the overall mood of the event because I was on stage being booed by like 15,000 people, and that was the first time I've ever been on stage in front of a crowd before. That was really scary. So I felt it. I felt the negativity, I felt the mood, and I know that there was a lot wrong happening at Pokemon Go Fest, and that's why they basically reimbursed everybody with, expanding the spawn rates, expanding the spawn radius for 2 days, the 100% catch rate, we're gonna get to that too. They made up for Go Fest. So Niantic, seriously, they weren't sitting back and laughing as this event was going down. They were actually working really hard to figure out how to fix it, and then when they realized that they couldn't fix the event, how to basically reimburse people. So we weren't standing up for Niantic against the community, we were just kind of explaining what happened and what was happening on Niantic's end and kind of what was happening in game. Yes, I do admit, Pokemon Go Fest did not go how it was supposed to, but at the same time, Niantic tried their hardest to kind of make up for it, and I think they did a good job. And that isn't sponsored Mystic talking about that. We're gonna talk about the whole sponsor thing too. Remember that we were only sponsored for Pokemon Go Fest. And let me talk about the word sponsored for a second. We were in a call with Niantic, and they were like, okay, you guys gotta say that, hey, you're sponsored by Niantic so that, there's no like lawsuits or legal legal issues. And I said in the call, I was like, is there any way that we could possibly use the word partnered instead of sponsored? Because sponsored on YouTube carries a very, very negative wave behind it. And they were like, unfortunately, because of legal reasons, we have to use the word sponsored. And we wanted to go partnered. Partnered explains this relationship so much better than sponsored, but we had to use sponsored for legal reasons. And we were only sponsored for GoFest, and people kept saying like, oh, these YouTubers got paid by Niantic. GoFest, we did have hotel rooms booked for us there, and we did have flights paid. But everyone else, nobody received actual payment. They just got flown out to the event to cover it, to help cover it. Niantic isn't just throwing us money to throw us money. They're throwing us, you know, sponsorships and flights and tickets so that we can go and cover these events so that you guys at home can see them. That's kind of what like the idea is behind this. We are the journalists. We are the reporters for this game, and we have to be at these events so that you guys can see what's up. So that's the whole sponsor thing. We're not still sponsored by Niantic. We weren't sponsored in Japan by Niantic. It was just strictly GoFest. Welsh, we are feeling cheated with no stops, dash gyms, false timeliness on legends, 100% catch rate when we are 7 for 8 for 1 rare spawns, we can't have, etc., etc. So these are just the overall rural Pokemon Go problems, and let me remind you that myself and all the other YouTubers for the entirety of this game have always fought for rural Pokemon Go. It seems like a lot of people are kind of forgetting that. The reason why I stopped going crazy on rural Pokemon Go is because I was complaining about it, I was protesting about it, I was doing a bunch of videos on it, and then they started making some slight improvements, so I was like, okay, cool, so Niantic has seen the problem, they're finally starting to, you know, make improvements, they're adding stops, which they're still doing, they're adding gyms, which we're still doing, and they were improving spawns, and I was like, okay, cool, so problem isn't solved yet, but Niantic's working on it, let's move to the next issue, which was spoofing, and then that was the whole thing, and then now we're on to this. Back to square one on the rural Pokemon Go. So I thought at, you know, when I was initially protesting that they had seen it, they recognized it, they fixed it. Obviously they haven't. Now I understand that in the rural areas, yes, it's not a big city. You can't find a random rock on the side of the road and be like, bam, that's a Pokestop. You know, that's kind of a problem too, by the way. Like, if there's nothing in an area, it's hard for them to mark something as a Pokestop. They have to understand that this is still a video game and there's still people all over the world that want to actively participate in the game, even if they can't go to a major city to go get good spawns. Let's talk about the 100% catch rate, and this is something that a lot of people might still be mad at me about because I'm not going to change my viewpoint on the 100%. GoFest, I agreed with the 100% catch rate for like the first legendary. I was talking to Brandon Tan about this. We were like, why was it the entire weekend? I did not agree with that, and I said that in my videos. Chicago, the 100% catch rate for the entire weekend was a strategic move by Niantic to basically reimburse people for how bad the fest went, and kind of save themselves from, like, you know, getting roasted on media by the entire world, which was a smart play, a smart business play on Niantic's end. I'll give it to them. That was a good idea strategically, but obviously But obviously that was pretty unfair for everybody in the world. I did not agree with that, dude. Everyone was getting Lugias on Articunos, 100% catch rate. It was okay on maybe the first or second legendary, or maybe even the first night of legendaries. But I definitely didn't agree with 100% for the entire weekend. Again, it was a strategic move by Niantic. They kind of almost had to do it like that. I feel like that was too long for a 100% catch rate. Now, let's talk about Mewtwo and about Yokohama. My stance on this will not change, and I will explain exactly why. So before you hate, before you get mad, listen to me. For one, nobody knew Mewtwo was coming out. Literally, I had to take a knee when Poke Dave initially showed me that it was Mewtwo because I was mind blown. No one knew Mewtwo was gonna be there, so no one was like, okay, it's time to 100% pay for Mewtwo and go to Japan. You can't use that excuse like, oh, you know, people paid for Mewtwo. No one knew Mewtwo was gonna be there. It was a total surprise. So no one like put down money and specifically thought, all right, I'm gonna pay these like, you know, a couple $1,000s to fly to Japan and catch a Mewtwo. It was not like that. You gotta remember that Japan is the birthplace, the original place for Pokemon, and after experiencing the culture there, they go more hard for Pokemon Go than anywhere in the world I've ever been, and that is non-arguable. GoFest had about 15 to 20,000 people in the city, in the area, playing Pokemon Go. Yokohama had 2 million people roll through in the span of a couple days. That's crazy. Dude, Pokemon Go in Japan, seriously, it's a different world. So this stadium event, 100% catch rate on Mewtwo. Obviously, it's unfair for everyone else in the world because when Mewtwo comes out, you guys will not have 100% catch rate, and neither will I. And we're gonna have to go through that struggle ourselves. And I got a bad Mewtwo, okay? So, like, getting a good one, I'm gonna have to fight for that tooth and nail, too. But I do agree with the 100% at that stadium event only, and remember, everyone was only allowed one Mewtwo battle, whether it was good IVs or bad, you only got one, so everyone only walked out of that event with one Mewtwo, and it was only, like, maybe a couple thousand people. It wasn't 2 million. It was only a couple thousand with a free Mewtwo. Niantic isn't trying to make people pay for these big exclusive things. They're just, you kind of have to pay to get in these events because it's an event. They're not going to just do it for free. It's a company. Think about this logically. But Niantic wants to release these big, awesome, special releases at big, awesome, special events. And in my opinion, in my personal opinion, after being in Japan for a week, there is no better place in the entire world than Japan to release Mewtwo at. Do I agree with the 100% catch rate? Yes. Was it because I was there? No, it's because if you think about this, just please, don't think about this like, you know, personally or emotionally. Think about this just logically for a second. It does make sense for that 100% to be from Mewtwo, but they balanced it out in the sense of no one knew it was Mewtwo, so there weren't 2 million people there. Only the people who were lucky enough to be there really got that Mewtwo, and everyone only got one. So is it unfair that it was 100%? Yes, but does it make sense that it was 100%? Yes. A lot of people are complaining because like, oh, people got Mewtwo 2 weeks before us. That is a hype move. I'm getting so many comments and tweets saying, oh my gosh, you know, I never played this game since it came out, but like, Mewtwo's here, like this isn't clickbait, this is real, like wow, I might get back into the game. It's a big hype strategy move and it's working very, 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 very well, and people are getting juiced, people are getting ready, people are getting their raid groups together. They gave you guys 2 weeks to get your raid groups together and to figure out your situation at home, figure out your raid groups so that you guys can go out and get Mewtwo when it comes out. Don't take me explaining what is happening in the game as my opinion, because it's not. I guess it's my opinion of what's happening, but I promise you it's what's happening. It's the mindset here. So you guys will get your shot at Mewtwo. We're not going to talk about the exclusive raid system because no one really knows exactly how it's going to work, so you can't critique it just yet. But the 100% catch rate of Mewtwo, I'm going to have to stand by and agree upon because of the logical and strategic basically move that it was. It was as balanced as it possibly could have been. I agree with it. Sorry if you're mad at me, but that's like the one thing that I'm gonna stand my ground on. I feel there's a divide because YouTubers that do big Pokemon Go events tell the community not to complain when they get certain privileges for this game. I still enjoy the videos from all of them mostly, but sometimes getting told to stop being unhappy by people who've had more or better opportunities gets annoying pretty quickly. And it's not every YouTuber that does it, of course, but it does get annoying. Now this, I definitely see this point. And as a community, we have had that stop complaining attitude, or that like, you know, leave us alone about your complaints attitude lately, because again, after GoFest, we've gotten so much negativity as a YouTube community. We're like Niantic's punching bag right now, but we've gotten so much negativity from the community that we can't solve because we don't influence how this game is like made or developed or worked on. We just kind of have a negative response, or we have a, you know, stop complaining response lately because we don't know how to fix it. We can't fix it. It's not our game. So I understand, but understand on your end that there's a reason as to why we've been responding how we have, and I don't really have a great answer to this other than we've gotten a lot of negativity lately, so that this is just kind of how we're responding because we've ran out of positive ways to respond. And that's kind of how it is, because again, we do have and I'm gonna talk about this too, we do have contact with Niantic. Yes, we're in contact with them, but we can't even tell them our problems with the game and how we think that our problems should be fixed, let alone your guys' problem, let alone the rural issue. They know the rural issue, but like, we can't go to them with complaints. That's not how this relationship works with us, or with them. So I do apologize on behalf of our community that if we've come off as entitled or you know, better than you guys, kind of like, we're not trying to give off those vibes. It's just kind of a mixture of the response that we've been getting, plus, you know, we're running out of solutions. We're trying to help you guys, but it's getting weird. Weird as in like the way that, you know, the community's coming at us and the way we're going at the community. It's just weird. Next up, I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name because I'll kill it. We got what would help is for YouTubers to struggle and experience what the majority of the community has to go through, not getting hooked up with special passes for events or hating on European players because we got something you don't. Created a rift and given the community a sense that you guys are now part of the elites. Again, I'm not saying that is my opinion. So he's basically saying if you guys were to struggle like normal rural players, then, you know, that would create a better relationship, a better understanding. And like, I have struggled like an urban or a rural player. I was out in Chicago. You guys saw my Chicago videos. At my aunt's house, there's only one Pokestop in the entire radius around. I had to drive to a little downtown area in order to play Pokemon Go. So I lived that struggle. And we've traveled all over. We've seen rural Pokemon Go. We've been in rural Pokemon Go. Obviously, we have to focus our videos in big populated areas like Santa Monica or like Yokohama or like Chicago because we gotta make big, fun, entertaining videos for you guys. No one's gonna watch a Mystic 7 video if all I do in 10 minutes is spin one Pokestop and catch 2 rats. We have to create quality content for you guys, and that means going to these big events. That means going to big populated crazy areas like the Pier. You know, that's what we do, and that's why our content is amusing, interesting, and unique. But at the same time, and now here's the thing, we do have to stand up and agree and support you rural players, and we have this entire time this game's been a thing. Just again, recently there's been a lot of like negativity, so we've been trying to problem solve rather than protest. But we do understand the rural Pokemon Go scene. We do understand what it's like, and again, I lived in it for like, what, a week, 2 weeks? But we do understand, and I get what you're getting at, and I understand the point. It's a good point. Here's a good one, Matthew Keller. It can be frustrating when you're all very positive about the game when it's a nightmare to play as a common person. It's indisputable you work super hard to put out your videos, but you do have the advantage of more time to play as it's your full-time job. Current state of raids is tough. I work 9 to 5 and the raids end between 7 and 8. Getting enough people to do one can take 1 hour. Okay, I do definitely agree that raids should be expanded frustrated later on into the night to like, because you know, people do work in the day, right? Like Niantic, come on now. And again, I'm trying to get a system out that helps schedule these raids, so I'm working on that, my guy. But he's right, it probably is very, very frustrating to watch us talk so positively about the game when you guys are having your struggles at home. And a lot of people make the argument, and that's because, you know, we don't live these struggles so that we don't have to, you know, complain about them. And that's why that other guy was saying to, you know, live these struggles so you guys understand. We're positive because we try to look at the positive parts about this game, and lately the negative parts we've been trying to positively come up with ideas to fix them. Although they've been coming off as negative because, you know, we've been getting a lot of negativity flying, a lot of negativity happenings, which is why kind of our mood's been a little bit negative lately. So no, we are being positive because again, we're trying to find, and you know me, I'm not a negative person. I've never tried to be negative on this channel. I'm a very positive, energetic person. That's just the way I do things. But we're trying to find resolutions for you guys in a positive way to basically keep the community, you know, happy and positive about this game, but at the same time, work towards fixing it. So we're positive because again, we're trying to positively come out with resolutions for you guys in these problematic areas. And we're gonna keep doing that, but now obviously we're gonna recognize it a lot better. But again, I'm working on the app, which is hopefully gonna help, and we'll hopefully see more Pokestops and gyms and spawns added to rural areas in the future, and I guarantee that's probably gonna, it's definitely gonna happen. They keep doing it. But I do apologize if we have come off as, you know, so positive that we completely forget about you rural players or just don't acknowledge you guys at all. It's not how it is. It's coming off weird because, again, lately the community's been kind of weird, but we've always acted like this towards these problems. Just lately, it's been like, you know, taken the wrong way. Adam, also I know it's repetitive, but it is hard to play this game outside of cities. Trying to get a group of 10 plus strangers together is hard. Let's talk about like just basically getting people together to do raids in Pokemon Go. Now, I made an app a while ago, like a year and a half ago, and it was supposed to be like a social media, like meetup app for like college kids, and it never happened. The app never happened. I never finished it. I didn't have the connections needed to finish it, so it just kind of, it's sitting on a shelf right now. I'm prepared to put in the money and time needed to turn this app from just a stupid app sitting on the side to an app that helps you guys schedule meetups and raids and all that stuff in your areas. I listened to how you guys think that this, I asked on Twitter, and I listened to how you guys think this app should work. I listened to people who use Discord group chats, who use Facebook group chats, like kind of what's wrong with these systems, and I'm gonna make this app specifically for raiding and meeting up in Pokemon Go, and it's gonna help fix this issue. So right now, I do not have a way to fix this issue for you guys, but I'm working on it. I'm you know, using my time and my money that I've made, that I've hard-earned from this entire YouTube thing, and I'm gonna try to put it towards something that directly helps and benefits you guys as a community. I'm working for you. This is me working for you guys as a community, not working for Niantic or working for myself. This is not a Niantic. Niantic legally is not allowed to touch this app because they don't want to get involved with it. So this is 100% me and you guys working to make this app and get it out to help you guys. Again, it's not Niantic sponsored whatsoever. Legally, they can't do it. So if you guys do have any opinions or anything you guys think should go into this app, let me know down in the comments or tweet me any of your ideas that you have, because again, I'm still in the development phases, so that I'm making a ton of changes right now, and we will get this app hopefully out within the next 2 months, and it will be there for you guys to use, and it's gonna be awesome. But again, I am working very, very hard to get a system out for you guys that will help you role players and people who just maybe don't like going up and talking to people who play Pokemon Go. Just an app that everyone uses that can get out, and you guys can schedule these raids, you guys can knock down the Mewtwo's, you guys can go do lure sessions. That's what this app will be all about, and I hope to get it out very, very soon here, but I'm working on it, guys. Rami, hey, I'm a huge fan, but what you need to get is that everyone knows you would be saying different things if you didn't have a Mewtwo. Okay, this is going back to like going about situations logically, not personally or emotionally. A lot of people are mad because they're you know, personally and emotionally mad that they don't have a Mewtwo because it's unfair to them. Unfair is a personal and emotional word, by the way. JT Gilly doesn't have a Mewtwo. Ali A doesn't have a Mewtwo. They're not sitting back roasting Niantic. Or maybe they are. I haven't seen their videos, but I don't think they are. Even if I didn't have a Mewtwo, this is me looking at this from a logical company business standpoint. Releasing Mewtwo at this event made so much sense, and it was so good for the game and good for the community. Even if I wasn't there, I would agree with it. Would I be mad that I didn't have a Mewtwo? I'd be a little bit salty, but again, that's an emotional, that's a feeling. That doesn't count when talking about business and logic. So obviously, I would be saying different things, and my channel would look different if I didn't have a Mewtwo, but at the same time, logically, from a business perspective, from a strategic perspective, it made a lot of sense for them to release Mewtwo how they did. Those were my responses to kind of all of the problems, the main big problems that have been happening in this community. I just want you guys to feel like we're not against you. We as the YouTubers are not against you guys as the community. Dude, that looks just nuts. I'm sorry, I can't. This is sick. I just want you guys to know that we work ridiculous ridiculously hard to get these videos and to get this content out for you guys. Don't think we're just like, you know, go play some Pokemon Go, do a little bit of an edit, and then go like have drinks or whatever. We're not, we go hard on this stuff. This is our full-time job, and when I say full-time, I don't just mean like, you know, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I mean like all day, every day. We are here to support you guys and to be here for you guys and to show you guys what what Pokemon Go is like all around the world at these events, and we're here to rally support with and for you guys for the problems that are happening in game. Know that we are here for you. You can just see like just this bar of red, just that one bar of red. All right, now let's talk about, I guess, something that a lot of people have been really waiting for me to talk about on this channel for a while now, one specific YouTuber. But before we get to that, I want to give 2 disclaimers. Disclaimer number 1 is I will be using profanity during this next little bit. I've been so professional on my channel about this issue for the longest time, and nothing's happened, so it's time to be me. I will bleep out the swear words though, so like if you watch this with younger kids, this is the time where like, you know, you put your earbuds in and then you fill them in after. Also, I've tried to be as humble as I possibly could, both in life and on YouTube. I never try to show off, I never try to brag. Ask anybody I know, I'm a pretty humble person. And before you guys say, oh, your watch or your car, the watch I bought when I was 17 as an 18th birthday gift, like a pre-18th birthday and a pre-graduation, just like congratulations for doing so well in high school gift. And I paid a decent amount of money for that, and I'm not just like gonna let it sit in my bedroom, you know, I'm gonna wear that stuff. And also my car is my absolute, it's my baby. That's my dream car. Where is it? Right there? That's my baby. I worked very hard to get this, and I love it. So if you're gonna get any message from what I just said, it's work hard and you can get your dream car, or you can get the watch you always wanted. Like, you know, work hard for what you want in life and you'll get it. Okay, enough emotional speeches. Let's talk about one of the big issues in Pokemon Go, FSU ATL. This is not gonna be like a diss track or me just like completely roasting his life. Well, kind of. I need to bring light to this issue because this is also one of the bigger issues in the Pokemon Go community. Him, FSU, he is a huge problem in this community, and I really need to bring it up because since it just feels like, you know, the YouTubers are very against the YouTube community, there's like a big conflict, a lot of people looking for someone to be on their side, and he's kind of pretending to be that person and rallying support that way. He's pretending he cares about you guys, and I'm gonna prove this entire thing, so that you guys kind of are on his side against myself and against my friends. And I assure you, as a man of strategy, this is all a strategy move. He doesn't care. Let's talk about this. So here goes the modesty and the humbleness right out the window. FSU has this thing where he takes one thing about you, one thing you said or did, one thing about you, and just completely turns it into a big meme, continuously pokes fun at it, to the point where his fan base grabs a hold of it and harasses myself or the other YouTubers. He always says, oh, it's just a joke. Like, no, dude, your people don't take it as a joke. People take it seriously, and so do you if you're adding it in your videos. So he spreads a lot of toxicity, a lot of negativity, and he harasses myself and my friends. And the one thing that he always harasses me about is the fact that I didn't go to college. I'm 19 years old. I don't have a college degree. I'm not planning on going to college. In a lot of people's standards, that's like a failure. Well, Mr. FSU, this is a message to you. I may not have gone to college, but currently I make more money than you do before and after you're gonna get your degree. Also, probably more than your parents. And at the same time, I do so much more, and I genuinely care so much more about this community than you ever will. I'm putting my hard-earned time and money into an app that's gonna help people basically get over one of the biggest problems in this game. What have you done? How many meetups have you held? How many fans have you met? Everywhere I go in the world, minus Japan, I always host a meetup so I can meet my fans and have personal connections with them. GoFest, I sat and met with fans for like 6 hours. Even when Niantic was like, you could go home, I stayed there till the very end, until the very last fan got up, got their picture, and was able to say what's up. You have never done anything productive for this community except for teach people how to spoof, which is against terms of service. You don't care about this community whatsoever, and you don't care about the people who watch your videos. You know how I can prove that? Here's a screenshot of a video of FSU a couple days ago. This is a 12-minute video. When I put up a 12-minute video, I'll put a pre-roll ad, a mid-roll ad at 5 minutes. I always put an ad at 5 minutes because that's like a decent spot to put an ad, and then one at the very, very end. In this 12-minute video, FSU has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ads. What does that say about FSU as a YouTuber and about his videos? He does not care about you or anything about you or any of your problems. He just cares if you click his video and watch his ads. That is an obvious beg for money. Although I'm more successful, he cares way more about the money and way less about you guys. And I've made a video talking about everything basically bad about FSU. The link, I'll leave that in the description. This video was made a long time ago. But like, seriously, FSU, what have you done for the community other than fake giveaways? I have the proof for that. Do not even try to counter me on that statement because I do have screenshot proof. FSU's channel is plagued with bad clickbait, misleading videos, fake giveaways. There's nothing about him that supports you guys as the community. So if you guys think that FSU is, you know, your Robin Hood kind of coming in to save the day, no, dude, no, he's so the opposite. We are here, myself, trainer tips, all of us, we are here as the community to help you guys and to help your experience in this game and to make it better. He is here to make money off of you. He even said in his video, he made a video, by the way, countering all of this drama. The video gave me a headache. I literally had to take a Motrin after it. Also, by the way, shown here, he actually had to disable the ratings on it because he knew that so much BS was spilled out in this video from him, that so many dislikes, he had like a 50% dislike ratio. So he basically, here's YouTube strategy here for you. He disabled the dislikes on the video so that people couldn't see how disliked and how false this video was, so that when they watched it, they couldn't see what the community felt because he blocked it. One more thing, FSU, if you want to talk about old tweets, old offensive tweets with offensive words that are gonna piss people off, we can talk about that, bro. We could go in on that too with you, my guy. By the way, that was the biggest move I've ever seen you make in my entire life on YouTube. Like, you are seriously a large for that. That just shows you are begging for attention by any means necessary. And you know what? With this video, dude, you got it. Along with that, he blocks anyone who hates him on Twitter. I don't block. I've recently started muting people, and if people are really idiotic, I'll block them because, like, that gives me a headache. But, like, when people call him out for serious stuff on Twitter, he blocks them. At least trainer tips, when he put up his video and got his dislikes and got that hate, he took it like a man. He took that hate, he absorbed it, he's like, you know what? I'm here for the community. I love these people, and I want to make it right. And that's what he did. FSU just blocks people and then disables ratings. Are you serious? I actually haven't sworn this entire time. Here, FSU, there's the one. I've gotten so good at making videos without swearing that even when I want to swear, I just don't do it. You guys have changed me. But seriously, he's the biggest scumbag piece of shit that I've ever dealt with, ever. And I've been in DMs with him when the whole Jono plays thing happened. Basically, he DM'd me saying like, oh, you know, you made Jono suicidal from all of your threats towards him. I'm gonna tell Scarce. Scarce didn't do a story because Jono and I worked it out. Jono, him too, by the way. But then when FSU told me that Jono was suicidal, he started sending me Jono suicide jokes in my DMs. I'm like, bro, you are the most up person I have ever met in my life for making those jokes. I'm here trying to make things right, and you're making fun of him? Oh, by the way, he wasn't actually suicidal. He was just lying to make that whole story on Scarce. This kid is the worst person I have ever dealt with on YouTube, and I was friends with him at one point. I was friends with him back in the day. I really was. He did Clash of Clans stuff, and he was always pretty cool. He was pretty edgy, and then he turned into a complete dick lately, and there's nothing that I could do. So my overall message to FSU is basically get out of this community or shape up. Because I've been talking with all the other YouTubers, and we're fed up with your bullshit. And I can't wait to watch the response that he has to this video, because nothing he's gonna say is gonna make any sense whatsoever. He's gonna pick out things in this video and just make fun of him, because he's a little... You don't give a flying hell about this community or anybody in it. We, as a community, as the real YouTubers, are seriously trying to look for reasons and look for ways to help the community to move it forward. I'm investing a lot of time and a lot of money on this app that's gonna help a lot of people, and you aren't doing shit but lying and complaining about the game. Like, that's gonna help. So FSU, you. Now, before we stop all this FSU stuff, there's one more thing I want to do to take initiative to move forward in this community, to cut out the toxicity and negativity from this one ass. So we're on his Twitter right here, and this is what we're gonna do, and I encourage you as a viewer and as any other YouTubers and as any other Niantic reps to do the same, to kind of help move forward in this community. His pinned tweet, already making fun of me about college. Buddy, come on. This is a step I want to take as a community. Just blocking straight up, right here. You're watching me do it. Block FSU. Done. I'm done with this BS. Done. I'm over this kid. And I suggest that, again, you guys as a community, as YouTubers, as Niantic, anyone watching this, to do the same. Cut him out of this community. He is not needed nor wanted, and his negativity is now off my timeline, which I'm down for. So once again, FSU, fuck you, dude. Alright, back to it. Alright, I'm done. I'm done with FSU. That's the last time I'm gonna address him on this channel unless something really serious happens. I think I got off my chest what I've been wanting to say on my channel for the longest time. I hate him. I literally hate him. He's a horrible influence in the community, and he needs to, some light needs to be shed on this issue, and we finally have. So this video is gonna be ridiculously long, but it's because it needs to be long. There was a lot of explaining that needed to happen, and this just had to be talked about. All these topics did. So hope you guys understand where I was coming from, where us YouTubers have been coming from these last couple of weeks. If you guys have any more comments, complaints, concerns, leave those in the comments. If you guys have any ideas for the app that's, again, gonna help the entire community, tweet those to me or leave them in the comments, and I'll get to all that. But I do apologize for being a little bit graphic at the end there, but like, that's just me not holding back. I've been holding back for the longest time, and finally we get to, you know, be a little bit of, oh, felt great, I'm hyped. I'm gonna go out and hang out with my friends tonight because I'm back in the Bay for a couple days, and you know what? I'm gonna enjoy my life a little bit. So that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a like if you did enjoy this, and if you made it this far, leave a like. You guys have no idea how big likes and comments mean on YouTube. If you leave a like, that would be super helpful. Leave a comment, leave your opinions, thoughts, any ideas you guys have for this app, leave them down below. And I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.